Okay, let's see. Alright, everything looks good. Alright. It's pretty dark down here. I can't see a thing. Watch your footing, Emma. Ouch, I think I hit my head. Okay, be careful not to slip. Take your time coming down. Okay. The light switch should be somewhere around here. This is the hidden 51st floor. Is it being used as a storeroom? We'll need to investigate it thoroughly. Alright, we got the Grand Tower pamphlet updated. Alright. Ooh, this is a lot of characters. Alright, let's see. Oops. Ah! Right then, where should I begin? Right. I see. This is certainly a serious situation. Why does she look like she's having so much fun? Looks like you're in a bind, prosecutorial attorney Edgeworth. I'm not a defense attorney, nor is there such a thing as a prosecutorial attorney. This looks like a job for science. Don't you worry, I've got everything here in my bag. Are you sure you're up for this, Emma? Of course. So, once again, it's good to be working with you, Mr. Edgeworth. And I'm glad to be working with you as well. Alright. I think I mildly remember this investigation. Looks like we've got ourselves another cute assistant. So what's the plan? That that lift looks pretty suspicious to me. Yeah, does look kind of sus. It looks like it goes down. I am curious as well, but first we should investigate this room. Okay, if you find out anything, be sure to tell Uncle Ray. And if I remember something, I'll let you know. Yes, please do. Emma. Roger, I'm ready to support. Well then, let's begin the investigation. Alright, begin investigation. Let's look at some stuff. Oops. I'm using WASD accidentally. Don't you think it's kind of creepy how all these masks are lined up in such a dark place? Emma, you're not good with horror movies. No way! Horror movies are so unscientific. So she's scared of them. Alright. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. Alright, looks like we've got a lot here. Including there not being one here. Various masks are placed here. There's even one of the Steel Samurai. Indeed, these are fairly high quality replicas. Scientifically speaking, it's just a bunch of random masks. It certainly does look like a hodgepodge collection of masks. This hook is... It looks like the hook to hang a mask from. I wonder what mask used to be here. I wonder. I wonder if we have it in our court record currently. This mask is the mysterious global hero. I'm not saying that. Why are you so surprised? Mr. Edgeworth, don't you know? Everything about this show is shrouded in mystery. From the production company to the broadcast times, even the merchandise is hard to find. Wouldn't that mean the company simply went bankrupt? Yeah. It's Captain Saipan. He's really popular in Europe. All the kids and even the adults dress up like him. I think the flower on his head would be a little too much. Don't judge Edgeworth. What TV shows are these masks from? I'm not very familiar with it, but I believe it's called the Students of the Starry School. Each member of the class is a hero of justice. So I guess those red and white caps are part of their school uniforms. And maybe the number of the eye slits on the mask corresponds to their class rankings? See, the one on the left is ranked number 1, the one on the right is ranked number 2, and so on. Oh, I see. So that's how it works. If that's the case, then the student with the lowest rank would have a mask full of holes. I guess we'll have to watch the show to find out. Edgeworth. I'm guessing that's probably the same thing. When you think of heroines from the Steel Samurai universe, she's the first to come to mind. That's right, I love the Pink Princess too. Emma, you watch this kind of show? Yeah, of course. You like it too, don't you, Mr. Edgeworth? No, I wouldn't go that far. Really? Since you had a Steel Samurai figurine in your office, I thought for sure. So even Emma has noticed it. It's literally right in front. It's right next to your desk, man. Hold on. Alright, there you go. The Steel Samurai, warrior of Neo Old Tokyo, and the Nickel Samurai. The Nickel Samurai always seemed kind of smug by comparison. His slender build doesn't look cool at all. I definitely prefer the Steel Samurai. It seems she has good taste. Oh, evil magistrate. What? You don't like him? Alright. These are murder case files. Huh? What are those doing here? By all rights, they should be kept at the prosecutor's building at the courthouse, but it would seem that someone has removed them. Something is afoot, and we are none the wiser. Yeah, that's, Okay, well, I can deduce this, at least. Yes, it's this. Eureka! The Jam and Ninja mask that Kay had with her. Perhaps it was originally attached to this hook. That sounds plausible, scientifically speaking. In other words, Kay came here. It's quite likely, but for what purpose? Maybe she was going to steal something from this place. Great thief who steals the truth, huh? No, I don't think we can answer that question at this time. Alright, I think that's everything here. Maybe I can look at the price tags? No. Yes. Someone selling murder case files. It's not very good, is it? Let's see. How do you feel about the boobies, Edgeworth? These are... We're not gonna look at this, alright. What is it? The items displayed in the shelf here, if I recall correctly. They're all evidence from past cases I was involved with. What are they doing here? Oh, it's the Green Lantern. I guess that would make this place the PIC's evidence storeroom, huh? These items should be kept in the care of the police. Don't they keep evidence in the prosecutor's office? Only for current trials. However, once a verdict has been reached, the evidence is transferred over to the police department and stored in the evidence room. But it looks like the evidence has been stored here instead. There's no point in worrying about it, for now I should try examining everything. It looks like some of the evidence have tags in front of them. And there are numbers written on these tags. Maybe they're the ID numbers of the evidence. No, based on how large these numbers are and the nature of the items, I'd say these are prices. Prices? If that's the case. Wow, these are ridiculously expensive. She seems more concerned with the high prices than the legality of this whole affair. The evidence on display. I should inspect every nook and cranny. Yeah, that's strange. Only this one spot is empty. But it still has a price tag, just like all the others. Indeed. Furthermore, there is a part of this cloth that is not covered in dust. Perhaps something was placed here not so long ago. I see. It sure seems like it. But what could it have been? The star-shaped mark in the dust. I wonder. Could be related to a certain piece of evidence. Ooh. Probably. I'm not sure what we have. Oh, this. Candelabra? It looks like it. This dust pattern matches up perfectly with the base of the candelabra. It's likely that the killer got this candelabra from this very storeroom. Does that mean the candelabra was also a piece of evidence? It's quite possible. However, that is not the issue here. The murder weapon originally came from the storeroom. We must keep that in mind. Alright, Green Lantern. Ink and a lamp. Both are evidence that I've handled before. Why is all this stuff here linked to you? Many of the items here are objects that I've handled just a short while ago. But it's probably only coincidence that they're all collected here. A coincidence? I never thought I'd hear you say that word, Mr. Edgeworth. No matter how improbable, if it fits with the facts, then we must accept it as the truth. Isn't that the same with science? Aha! We should discuss science in detail someday, Mr. Edgeworth. It's a small bottle. I've seen this piece of evidence before in the past. Huh? Is that all? Yes. What more did you want me to say? I need to make a memo. Note to self. Even the most boring objects sound like works of art when Mr. Edgeworth describes them. Ugh. Don't read a memo like that out loud. What a cute doll. It kinda looks like the Steel Samurai. It's the Iron Infant, son of the Steel Samurai and the Pink Princess. He was destined to become the hero of justice from the moment of his birth. So much pressure rests on his tiny baby's shoulders. And yet, he carries himself with a grace and dignity that belies a toddler of his age. Hello, Mr. Edgeworth. Are you even listening to me? Of course I am. No, you're not. What's that? Oh, that was from the very first case. Aw, how cute. The stuffed animal is so fluffy. That's from Gourd Lake. It should be in the care of the prosecutor assigned to the case right now. Why is it sitting here in a place like this? Huh? This little guy's missing his left horn. His left horn. I'm pretty sure it was already missing when I first saw it. And this must be a defective product. I demand a recall. Now that you think about it, giving a broken toy to a country's president does sound strange. What? This storeroom contains items to be sold, doesn't it? It's unfortunate, but the possibility seems quite high. I suspect some nefarious individual has been selling evidence here. Oh no, corruption! Who would have thought? And people actually pay money for this stuff? Apparently, some people do. The price tags are proof. Different strokes for different folks, I guess. Alright. Someone's selling evidence, Mom. Like black market selling evidence. God damn. Scientifically speaking, this must be a wooden icebox. This chain is tied around it to keep the cold from escaping, probably. No, Emma, wouldn't this be a costume trunk? It's made from wood that repels bugs in order to protect the clothes inside. Ah, I see. Of course. That's another possible theory. If your clothes are stored in a cold place, it would be nice and cool to wear in the summer. I guess she's still sticking to her icebox theory. This statue. Ooh, it's from the first... was it the first case of the first... No, it was the second case of the first Ace Attorney investigations, I remember. Alright. Yes, is it some sort of new fact? No, this is evidence from a case that I was previously involved in. I believe it was called the Alice Red statue. There were supposed to be two of them, one real and one fake, but no matter which one this is, it's unnatural for it to turn up in a place like this. Mr. Edgeworth, you've really seen a lot of cases, huh? Oh. lot. What voice should I give her? I'm the only one here right now, so um, gotcha. Yippee-ki-yay! I got me a scoop. I can't do it. I can't. Actually, I probably can. Eek! Gah! My eyes. Stop it. Yeah, you ain't getting away from the Great Lotta's camera that easily. I reckon y'all must be criminals. I've snatched 16 shots before y'all can say cheese. We're not criminals. Really? You ain't fooling my camera of justice with those words. You are... Ain't you that heinous prosecutor from back then? Who you calling heinous? This is Lotta Hart. She's a photographer I've dealt with during my past cases. I see her distinctive accent and her chatterbox mouth haven't changed a bit. Just look at that face. You're obviously up to no good. It seems she has a bad impression of us. Now it's time to pay your dues. Stand still while I photograph y'all. We only came here to investigate. Lies! You think you can fool me like that? Mr. Edgeworth, she's not listening at all. She seems harmless. Let's just leave her be for now. Let's just ignore her. She seems harmless. Let's just ignore her. Alright, good. Alright. There's a transceiver sitting next to all these trophies. It seems like they're lined up together on purpose. Looks like it's still got oh god, I'm incorporating Western into Emma now. I'm so sorry. Looks like it's still got batteries in it. Might come in handy later, so I'll pick them up for now. I'll be sure to put it to good use before I turn it into the police. That sounds just like what a certain great thief would say. They're friends, Edgeworth. Wow, talk about bad taste. I've never seen such a gaudy desk before. Just what kind of person would use something like this? The tabletop is being supported by 4 naked men. The design is quite painful to look at. Oh, it's Red White's desk. It certainly is in poor taste. Maybe this is also related to one of your past cases. No, none of the cases I handled involved a person with such bad taste. Or at least I hope not. Yeah, sorry, Edgeworth. There's a huge stack of money piled up here. How unrefined. They're all $100 bills. Talk about big bucks. Big bucks? Logic. Wow, okay. So how many times your yearly salary do you think this is worth? Leave my salary out of this. Oh, it's this. They took the head. What's this? It looks like a giant head. If I recall, this is the head of Miss Monkey. I believe it was from a case I was involved with in the past. It's impressive how they were able to get such a large object into this room. Miss Monkey, huh? That doesn't really have a nice ring to it. Maybe you remembered the name wrong, Mr. Edgeworth. Impossible. That can't be true. I don't actually remember. Ray, what are you doing? What's up? Oh man, Uncle Ray's heart is pounding up a storm. Okay, you're just... yeah. You're just making weird jokes again. Yeah, alright. Ray, wish you weren't ruined by this, Pat. Alright. Hi, Kay. Kay, do you remember things? Yes, can I help you with something? Oh, it's just this dialogue again. Alright. Okay. Do I have anything new yet? I'm not sure if I do. That's a cute stuffed animal. Is it a bull? Yes, it appears so. I found it at a crime scene with you just the other day. One of its horns is broken, so I guess even a stuffed animal can get injured. Ah, my head, it hurts. What's wrong? For some reason, looking at that stuffed animal makes my head... I better put this away for now. Aw. Alright, well that's all we can do for now, I think. But, alright. She knows something about the stuffed animal, I guess. I don't quite remember entirely what this case does, so... So, what do y'all folks doing in a suspicious place like this? We're law enforcement. I was about to ask you the very same question. Why are you here? For the people of the world, and for myself. I'm a social justice photographer after all. So I gotta take photo after photo after photo for my big scoop. It seems I won't be able to talk to her normally when she's like this. Oh, okay, so I'm literally not able to talk with her. Okay. Fine. Edgeworth, what do you think of the boobies? He has no thoughts. This mannequin. I've got it. I've got it. According to my scientific reasoning. This is something you encountered in one of your past cases, right? No, it's not. This is the first time I've ever seen this mannequin. It seems completely unrelated to the other objects in this room. There's no price tag in front of this mannequin either. So then, why is it here? I don't know, Edgeworth. Oh, wait, I haven't used logic. That's right. Yeah, there we go. From the price tags attached to the pieces of evidence and that huge stash of cash, it's clear that buying and selling of evidence was being carried out here. In the hidden 51st floor, evidence was being trafficked. This clearly means something. It seems further investigation is needed. About the dealings that went on in this place. If only there was a witness, we could just ask them. A witness? Yep, we got a witness. Hi, Lotta. Sorry, we have to talk to you more. So, why'd you come here? For the people of the world and for art. It's the same thing. Social justice. Then, allow me to guess the reason why you came here. Was it perhaps to expose the illegal evidence trafficking? Oh, I get it. You're trying to get a scoop on the secret dealings. Huh? You all know that much already? Well, I reckon there ain't no reason to hide it anymore. My sources tell me there's some kind of black market auction being held around these parts. What did you say? So then, all this evidence here is... Yep, they're the goods for the auction. There's a lot of dirty money flying around here. I wanted to try and catch it with my own two eyes. My source gave me a whole bunch of info, but I figured just hearing about it ain't enough. Seeing is believing, after all. So I've been staking out the place from behind this here statue since yesterday. The auction took place late last night and went on till the early morning. A murder on the night of the black market auction. Could the two events be related? Alright, we can talk right now. Black market dealings in the Grand Tower. Guess I really hit the mother lode this time. For all the items in the auction pieces of evidence, I apologize for my really bad southern accent. There was some normal stuff too, like stolen art and the like. I wouldn't consider stolen art to be normal. But I reckon the evidence was just the star of the show here. These folks are law fanatics trying to get their hands on the latest goods from the police. So that's what you wanted to get pictures of, Mrs. Hart? Pretty much. They were meeting right on this very storeroom, so I watched them from up here. So you said you were here since yesterday. Did you witness the entire event? It was a black market auction after all. They followed a fairly detailed procedure. First, the participants entered the storeroom from the viewing platform one at a time. When they got in, they each took one of those masks on the wall over there. Funny thing about those masks, they're all equipped with voice changers, itty bitty ones. That way they won't be recognized. They wanted to protect their anonymity? You mean their I can't say it either. You mean they're anonymity. I don't know. Anonymity. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, that's it. They're anonymity. That's almost exactly how I said it. Oh god. Why not just say identity and make things easier for all of us? After putting on the mask, they'd go down the lift. And the next filler would come right in. On the way back, it was the exact same thing, but in reverse. They'd come up one by one, return the mask, and head up outside the storeroom. Wow, that's pretty thorough. How many participants were there? 11 people altogether. I counted each of them as they made their way down. I'll have you know, I wasn't just laid up behind the statue the entire time. Then, where were you in the beginning? The beginning? Well, don't you worry yourself about that, you hear. So she was hiding behind the statue the entire time. I watched the folks coming in while lurking in the shadows. All secret agent-like. Note to self, secret agents like to lurk in the shadows. And then, they used the lift over there to get down to the auction site. After they all went down, I watched the whole thing from the lift. Did that lift stay down the entire time? Nah, it came back up. But there's a tiny gap in the floor there. There's a bit of space between the floor and the lift platform, you see. So I could see just about everything that was going on down there. Then, did you see the person who was conducting the auction? Well, yeah. You betcha I did. What kind of story would this be if I didn't know who the conductor was? The conductor, huh? It seems I'll need to ask her for more details. Do you have any more information about the so-called conductor? You know, I came here to get me a scoop. What makes you think I'll give up my info to you all willy-nilly? Basically, what you're saying is, you don't know. Ah, I see. So that's why you won't answer. What can I say? I couldn't even tell how old they were, if they're a guy or a gal. Can you tell me what the person was wearing at the time? They had on a white jacket with a purple flower, and they're wearing white gloves. But, you know, that don't mean much when I have no earthly clue what they really are. So the conductor's identity was hidden, just like the participants. That's right, they had on the mask and a voice changer just like everyone else. What kind of mask did this person wear? It was a Zervin mask, I reckon. Zervin? What in blazes is that supposed to be? Mr. Edgeworth, you don't know about Zervin? He's a sworn enemy of the global hero. Zervin, the ruler of time. Seriously, who hasn't heard of him? Most people, I'd imagine. Since the conductor wore a mask, I assume you're not able to see their face. Not even a teeny weeny bit, and after I came all this way for my big scoop. This whole story's turning out to be nothing but fool's gold. That set of clothes seems familiar. Perhaps I should show her that piece of evidence. What about that? You said the conductor wore a white jacket with a purple flower and white gloves? That's right, they sure look spiffy for a criminal mastermind. Miss Hart, did they look anything like this? Hey, that's it! That's a conductor! Hold your horses! Are you telling me the conductor is dead? She is the victim of a case we're investigating. Her name is Jill Crane. Have you heard of her? Can't say I have. So, she was a lady, huh? What kind of gal who dresses like that? She gets her kicks by fooling me into thinking she's a guy. I doubt that her intention was to deceive you. It's a nice suit. It is. Setting that aside, we have established something of major importance. Oops. The victim was the conductor of the black market auction. I see. So the conductor was killed. Oh, whoops. I see. So the conductor was killed. Then that might explain. Explain what, Miss Hart? No. It's nothing, honest. Miss Hart, you clearly sounded suspicious just now. And I'm telling you, I ain't. Can't be. Sorry, were you trying to say something? No, I ain't. I ain't saying nothing. Please don't be like that. Just tell us. How many times do I gotta tell you all? I'm a journalist. Information is what pays the bills. I can't just go around spouting everything I know. She's got a point, I guess. I've already said too much. I got nothing left to say to you all. Then, what if I found some fingerprints for you? What good would that do me? I don't want none of your dusty old prints. Why don't you two follow my example and do some investigating on your own? Ugh, I guess she won't tell us anything. Not to worry, Emma. Just leave it to me. I have a certain method of drawing out of it. Ooh, is it logic test time? If my opponent's lips are sealed, I'll be the one to unseal them. Let us begin. Time for the chess dimension. Prepare to die. First, let's analyze my opponent's demeanor. Oh, jeez. I ain't telling you nothing, so quit wasting my time. She seems rather impatient, as if she's trying to cut off the conversation. I must be careful with my time. I won't have long to consider my responses. I'm almost certain that she's hiding something from me. That's where I'll begin my attack. Now, time for the first move. Logic chess! Whoa! Don't you think you're overreacting a bit? Let's just calm down and... I'm always calm. Now leave me alone. Wait and see. A real journalist always keeps her cool. Speaking of journalists, I have something interesting to tell you. A few days ago, I met another self-proclaimed journalist. She spoke with an accent quite similar to your own. She spoke like me? Then maybe it was... Who's your student? Nicole Swift. She had a distinct way of speaking, one very much like your own. Furthermore, she said that she had a mentor. Could she have been referring to you? Oh, so you know Nicole. Well, ain't that a fun little coincidence? Where'd you all meet? Wait, no, stop trying to get me to spill the beans. Phew, that was a close call. It seems that she lets down her guard when she talks about Miss Swift. This could be a useful clue. I want you to tell me everything that you know, right now. No way, Jose. I ain't spilling my guts to someone I have no connection with. Perhaps I should use that clue. I'm an acquaintance of your apprentice. You say I have no connection with you, Miss Hart. But don't we have a mutual acquaintance with your apprentice? Oh, well, I reckon it would be mighty cruel of me to give Nicole's friends the cold shoulder. Then, why don't you share with us what you know? Well, when you put it like that, I guess I could let you in my scoop. No, I ain't falling you for your nasty tricks. No siree. Your scoop. No, just forget it. It ain't nothing important. Do you have a scooter? Such a slip of the tongue. It's hardly becoming of a journalist. You have a scoop, don't you? Now tell us what it is. Give us your ice cream. Ah! Alright, y'all got me. I had me a perfect scoop. But I ain't telling you all what it is. I'm gonna tell the story to a publisher. We're not gonna, like, leak it. At least, yeah. Actually, she might have a point if this could go public. The information she is hiding could be vital to the investigation. I need to make her talk. Next, I'll press her on the contents of her scoop. She may be quick to lose her temper, but she's even quicker to loosen her tongue. She's not a difficult opponent. Now, to extract the information I need. Does your story pertain to an incident of some kind? Well, maybe it does, and maybe it doesn't. That's hardly a clear answer. Why you always hollering at me? I ain't done nothing wrong. I just snuck in to do some investigative reporting. You're trespassing. You didn't do anything wrong. That's a bold statement, considering you're currently trespassing on private property. Hey, you're doing it too. Well, I guess the prosecutors got the right to investigate wherever they please. I probably shouldn't mention anything about the current state of my employment. There are far worse people in the world, you know. I reckon I'm a saint compared to folks who murder. Don't tell me you committed a murder! Considering what you just mumbled, is it possible that your scoop has something to do with a murder incident? Hey, I was only talking in general terms just now. I mean, anyone who'd look at a bag of roses compared to a murderer, right? It sounds like you're just making excuses to me. All I did was gather info on the black market auction. A murder incident? I don't know anything about that. I ain't seen or heard nothing. I don't have enough clues to proceed with this line of questioning. Alright, fair enough. Does the scoop of yours have something to do with the black market auction? What are you talking about? I don't know nothing about that. Weren't you in the middle of infiltrating the black market auction? The only logical conclusion is that your story has something to do with it. I ain't getting... You ain't getting answers for me. I didn't hear nothing. Did you hear something at the auction? You didn't hear? What, exactly? Did you hear something during the auction? No, I just heard a weird sound is all. It ain't even worth mentioning in my article. Just forget about it. There's no question. Something happened during the black market auction. She heard a strange sound. This could be a useful clue. Okay, so, now this. You trespassing. Perhaps I should use that clue. Didn't you say you heard something strange during the auction? If it stuck out to you so much, it must not have been a sound that you would normally hear. For example, this screams of a murder victim. Ah! How do you keep figuring everything out so quick? That's right. I stumbled upon murder in the middle of my stakeout. But please, don't make me say anymore. This is the biggest scoop I've had in a while. The murder that she overheard. It's most likely the same incident we are currently investigating. This is bound to be crucial information. I'll finish this by confirming the credibility of her information. Alright, sweet. She has nowhere left to run. It's time to deal with the final blow. Are you gonna knock her out, Edgeworth? Did you really stumble upon a murder? You calling me a liar? Them's fighting words. If it's a fight you want, it's a fight you'll get. Jeez. I'm a bona fide journalist. I would never publish lies in my articles. Faster and more accurate than anyone. That's my motto. Her motto, huh? This could be a useful clue. I should keep it in mind. Okay. Tell me what you know about the murder incident, in full detail. Well, my memory isn't what it used to be. Not much I can talk about. I ain't the most attentive gal in the world, you see. Perhaps I should use that clue. I'd hardly expect a bona fide journalist to be so inattentive. Didn't you just say that your motto is to be faster and more accurate than anyone? Well, that's... As I expected, the credibility of your information is suspect. Sus. But I know what I heard. I even got proof. Yeah, proof? You have proof? How is that possible? Explain yourself at once. I got me some wait, you heard that? Well, I was just talking to myself. Y'all go on and pay it no mind. It seems she's still hiding something. This is an important clue. I'll need to use it effectively. Tell me the truth. I know you're still hiding something from me. I ain't hiding nothing from nobody. I already I already done how you yeah. I already done told you everything I know. My stumbling on words is so much worse when I'm trying to do a Western accent. I'm so sorry. Perhaps I should use that clue. Ha. Isn't there something you haven't told me yet? You have evidence regarding the incident you witnessed. Something definitive enough to punish. Oh my god. Something definitive enough to publish in an article. Woo! Ah! What in tarnation? Let me off the hook already. Fine, I'll tell you everything. I'll even show you the photo I took if you stop harassing me. That good enough for you? Checkmate. Oof. Computer. Logic chess complete. I lost. I really lost. The mouth of the South has been defeated. Now then, it's time to come clean. Tell me everything that you know. I was watching the auction and gathering info for my story. You didn't just watch, though. You got shocking photos too, right? Ugh, a little while after the auction started. Someone won a bid, and the conductor banged the gavel. Someone hollered, "We'll finish the deal upstairs," or something like that. That ain't good, I thought to myself as I hurried back to hide behind the statue. Did you see whoever came up? Not quite, but I reckon the feller that came up was the winner of the bid. I could smell the buttery aroma of big fat wads of cash. Buttery aroma? I can't imagine that at all. I reckon that this room is where the bidders ponied up the dough for the purchases. Two of them talked for a while. Wait, there was a second person in the storeroom. You betcha. I reckon it was the conductor. And then out of nowhere, one of them started screaming. I almost scared my britches off. I rolled myself up into a ball and kept on laying low. So you witnessed the murder? Well, I wouldn't say that I witnessed it, but I definitely heard it, though. Didn't you try to stop them? Just stop right there. That ain't even funny. What's a dainty little thing like me gonna do? Dainty? After that, I heard me some rustling and bustling. The whole time, I was really regretting coming here something fierce. Well, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, but nothing gets in the way of Lotta Hart and her photos. This was my big scoop. Ain't no way I was gonna let it slip away. A bit later, I hear this loud thud. I figured it was my last chance to snap a photo from behind the statue. Well then, would you please show us the photo? Why do I have to? This is the person in the red raincoat who attacked Kay. The person in the red raincoat assaulted the victim in the storeroom, and then attacked Kay on the roof. Uh-oh. There's only one person in this photo. Where's the victim? Yeah, I thought it was strange too. I could have sworn that there were two of them, but when I looked, it was only the one. But that's gotta be the killer, don't you reckon? So she's saying the victim disappeared. You were able to tell this person was a culprit just by looking. Their hand was stained bright red, so I figured it was them. What happened to the auction after the murder? Nothing really. It just went on like normal. I guess those rich folks didn't give a hoot. They got some nerve. The nerve of a journalist is nothing to scoff at either. Alright, cool, we got a lot of testimony. Alright, that's a lot. Okay, okay. Or, do we have any logic or something? Not sure if these connect. Let's see. Oh, there you go. If we assume that the murder took place in the storeroom, then we must conclude that the body was here as well. Huh? Isn't that pretty obvious? Do you remember how the participants left the auction? Of course. Of course, they passed through the storeroom on the way back from the auction. Ah! Exactly. The culprit had to hide the body so the participants wouldn't discover it. The real question is, where was the body hidden? Emma, would you mind lending me a hand? Leave it to me. What do you want me to do? Let's see. Use your luminol reagent to test for a blood reaction. If you would, please. Okay, let me show you the power of science. The glint in her eyes is getting brighter by the second. Let's start by examining that ladder over there. Based on Miss Hart's picture, the person in the red raincoat headed towards that ladder. Chances are something will turn up if we check there. Just touch anything you want me to examine. If you do that, you'll be able to spray the luminol region at it. Okay. If there's a blood stain on the spot where you sprayed, you'll get a reaction like this. Even so, no matter how many times I see blood stains, they're always so gruesome. There's blood region reaction here, but it's kind of faint. Let's spray it with luminol 2 or 3 times, so it'll be nice and clear. You can see it clearly now. It looks even more gruesome than before. Do you understand how to look for bloodstains now? There are probably a few more bloodstains here, so why don't you give it a try, Mr. Edgeworth? Nope, there's another one. Let's search the rest of the storeroom for bloodstains, just like that. First, let's look for a place to spray the luminol region. How about here? You want to examine this spot? Let's spray the luminol in every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Oh. Mr. Edgeworth, there's a bloodstain here too. However, why is there a bloodstain in a place like this? Maybe something that had a blood on it was stored inside. Mr. Edgeworth, there are places we still haven't checked yet. So, let's continue our investigation. Alright. Unfortunately, there are no reactions here. Mr. Edgeworth, there's a reaction. It's a bloodstain. But why in a place like this? Perhaps this was where the murder took place. Ah, it looks like some of the blood dripped down to the floor below. Looks like we found all the bloodstains in the storeroom. It seems we investigated the storeroom sufficiently. Okay, do I have any logic? The reason why we found a bloodstain in the costume trunk is because the murderer hid the body in that box. I wonder who won the bid for it. The trunk, I mean. That I don't know. In a certain way, everything worked out exactly as someone wanted. Hold it, hold it. It could have been in that dressing box. What do you mean? When I first came down here, that box caught my eye too. It was just the right side and would have made the perfect hiding place. And that's what I thought anyway. But I couldn't get the dang thing to open. It'd been wrapped up real tight with a lock chain. The murder had happened after that, so hiding a body in there would have been impossible, you know? A chain wrapped around it? That's a bit strange. Right now, it doesn't seem to be locked up at all. Huh? That's weird. Maybe my eyes were playing tricks on me or something. And with that, I believe we have examined everything there is to examine here. Well then, let's head on down. Oh, have we decided on our next destination? Hey, Kay! Yes, Mr. Shields? We won't want you to get lost, so make sure you still... We won't want... Oh my god! We won't want you to get lost, so make sure you stay real close to Uncle Ray, okay? Right, I'll follow you closely, Mr. Shields. These two, since when did they get along like that? Alright, elevator time. Yep, in fact... Whoa, Mr. Edgeworth! This place is... Is this the auction hall? No, it's the meeting room from before. Ha! Ha ha ha! Wah ha 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 ha! How nice of you to drop in, Kay Faraday. Oh. You've got some guts. Hey, you guys, arrest her! Arrest her! Wait, Kay is... As for the rest of the riffraff, just show them out the door. This is tyranny! Yeah, it's tyranny, pal. Miles, this is kind of bad. The light of justice shines, but well, oh, hi, Francisca. Why, me too. Oh, that's strange. I was aiming for that weak ex-prosecutor. You were clearly aiming at me. Maybe something got my way, particularly. Yark! Right down around there. Francisca, just what do you think you're doing here, ex-prosecutor Miles Edgeworth? I do not believe that Kay is the culprit behind this incident. You're just an ordinary man without investigation rights. What you say does not matter. I am Francisca von Karma. I'll never stop moving forward. However, you chose to quit. The outcome of our battle has already been decided. I cast away my badge because it became a millstone around my neck. I shall continue moving forward even without it. The path I walk will surely lead to the truth. My actions are driven by that belief, and that is something which will never change. So you're saying that you found a path to the truth? Then show it to me. But if that path proves to be a foolish one, it will not survive my whip. Alright. Argument. Francisca's logic. The victim used her keycard and entered this room with the culprit. Then, the culprit stabbed the victim in the chest with the candelabra, killing her. Shouldn't the letter make it obvious who the culprit is? Of course, the crime scene was right here in this room, the PIC meeting room. The proof is the bloodstain we found here in the meeting room. That settles it, Miles Edgeworth. Alright, I think I'll do this, Francisca argument and then get off since I have to do other things today. Miss Von Caro seems really confident, doesn't she? Ah, I see. She's a Fury one, isn't she? Shut up, Ray! How repulsive. Well, Miles Edgeworth, Can you break my logic? If you truly have no intention of stopping here, prove it to me with evidence. Very well, I'll show you, Francisca. The evidence that paves my path. See, they really didn't have to make Ray like that, which makes me so angry. Like, I'm not sure why they thought it would be funny to make him just incredibly weird. Like, in a bad way. It's just, ugh. Gross. Alright, let's see. I guess I can just press everything right now. Was there nothing suspicious about the security system? The meeting room security is perfect, much like my logic. There's no room for doubt. Your logic isn't as perfect as you think. In any case, your opinion has not changed. Yes, the victim and the culprit entered this room together. Then the culprit stabbed the victim in the chest with a candelabra, killing her. Alright, yeah, that's... I think I can't argue with that. Do you have anything to confirm that the letter was actually sent by Kay? Are you proposing that it was forged by the real criminal? That possibility was dismissed some time ago. There are no traces of forgery on the letter. Of course, there are no other traces besides Kay Faraday and the victim found on the letter. Are you saying you found Kay's fingerprints on the letter? The only fingerprints we found belong to the victim. In other words, you can't really say that Kay is the culprit. Didn't I just say that the possibility of a forgery has been dismissed? That letter was originally sent by Kay Faraday. Therefore, it is only natural to assume that she is the culprit. That's okay. Actually, I guess I can just present evidence to that, can't we? Nope, I can't? Really? Okay, wait, okay, that was funny, Ray, I'll give you that one. Before that whip hits you, you should hurry up and yowza! Foolish word will only result in 50 shades of pain. I should sell this before Mr. Shields end up as 50 Shades. Okay. Okay, as attorney writers, alright. Okay. Okay, I guess I can press this then. Do you have any proof that the crime took place in this room? Yvonne Karma is perfect in every way. Perhaps you forgot that when you gave up your badge. Okay, that's all she has to say to that. Have we determined who the blood actually belongs to? The blood analysis confirmed that it belonged to the victim. Just because the blood stain was found here doesn't mean that this was the scene of the crime. You forget, Miles Edgeworth, that in court, evidence is everything. If you believe that this room is not the crime scene, show me the evidence that proves it. Evidence that shows where the crime took place. We may not be in court, but I'll show her the truth. Miss Von Karma isn't showing any openings. However, there is one fact that we know that she does not. They're not the only ones who can perform scientific investigations. And therein lies the proof, the path to the truth I've found. Alright, so I guess we present, the blood analysis here. There we go. Alright, I'm not sure why it didn't work on the last one, because it would have worked on both. She's kind of saying the same thing. If memory serves me correctly, the blood in the meeting room was found in the front of the statue of Lady Justice, was it not? It's been about an hour, alright. To murder someone before Lady Justice, this culprit knows no fear. I wonder about that. Have a look at this piece of evidence. Blood was found in the storeroom right above the meeting room. As you can see, there are signs that has dripped down onto the floor below. And right under the hidden lift is the statue of Lady Justice. Then you understand. The murder did not take place here. The killer murdered the victim in the storeroom and then moved the body to this room. What Lady Justice witnessed was a coward trying to conceal their crime, and not the moment of the murder. Oh. She's smiling? Pardon me, I just remembered a conversation quite similar to this one. As I expected, Miles Edgeworth. Such naivety could not possibly be an act. Just how is Mr. Edgeworth naive? Have you forgotten, or are you just playing the foolish fool? The amount of blood on the meeting room is clearly greater than that in the storeroom. Ugh, please don't just hit me and then ignore me. Such a large amount of blood could not have simply dripped from the floor above. And even if it had, there should have been much more blood left behind in the storeroom. The murder could not have occurred anywhere other than this meeting room. You're as predictable as always, Francisca. What? The difference in the amount of blood is just as you say. The question is, why does such a difference exist? That issue is trivial. I've already explained it with my perfect logic. In that case, how do you explain the blood that was found in the storeroom? I don't suppose you're going to tell me that it somehow sprayed all the way up there. Like a water fountain? No way! Exactly. It's impossible. In other words, the reason for the difference in the amount of blood is, oh, wait. Maybe the weapon was pulled out here? Yeah, okay, that would make sense. Alright. The victim died of a stab wound. Naturally, there would be a significant amount of blood loss. That's obvious just from looking at the bloodstain. But that's so weird. She was attacked in the storeroom, but there was less blood found there than... Yeah! Silence! You third-rate prosecutor. But I'm the best! Do you know when you Okay. Do you know when you lose the most blood after getting stabbed with a sharp object? Ah, I know. It's when the sharp object is pulled out, right? Precisely. After being stabbed with the candelabra, the body was moved to the meeting room. And then, the murder weapon was pulled out right here in this very room. That would account for the difference in the amount of blood that was left behind. But why would the culprit go through all that trouble? Most likely to give the impression that the murder occurred in the meeting room. Yeah, alright. Fair enough. Why was just Seed Courtney there, though? It seems Miss Crane's keycard was used last night. But, based on the time of use, it must have been a ploy by the culprit to mislead us. In all likelihood, it was the culprit who used the keycard to enter the meeting room. Why would the culprit have needed to do that? Perhaps they feared that the storeroom would be found out during the investigation. If they were involved in the auction, they would not have wanted it to become public. The auction, you say? Perhaps you should go upstairs and see for yourself what items are on display. I'm sure that will allow you to understand what occurred here. Impressive, Miles Edgeworth. You're willing to go that far to protect her. There's something big lurking beyond the scenes of this case. Kay simply got caught up in it. You're exaggerating. Am I now? More than anyone, I would think you'd understand the significance behind all this. Why would you, a prosecutor working with Interpol, be involved in a domestic case? Wasn't your objective to crush a certain international smuggling ring? If your search for smuggled goods have led you here, then isn't this feeling I have related to this case? I'm relieved. You haven't lost your touch, even though you've turned in your badge. I've heard about your situation from Scruffy over there. Sorry, sir. I just wanted to help out somehow. A wise decision, Detective. Francisca, are you Francisca, are you the one in charge of this case? Isn't Interpol pursuing the black market auction? And what if I am? That's not something you need to know. So, you knew about all this from the very beginning. You knew that the black market auction was being held. Right here. Oh my god. Hey, mind if I butt in? About that gal who turned up dead. No. You. Hey, I ain't done talking yet. You ain't changed a lick. This case doesn't need even a fragment of your faulty testimony. She's got a point. What are you saying? I'm a bona-fide journalist. Back then, you gave false testimony. Miss Von Karma seems to really dislike Lotta. I can't say she's fond of her. Ain't that Crane gal one of those PIC members? She's a spitting image of that conductor. I reckon she's... Ouch! She hit me! She hit me again! What is the meaning of this? Answer me, Miles Edgeworth. From Miss Hurst's testimony, we obtained a description of what the conductor was wearing. And it matches what the victim, Jill Crane, was wearing. You mean to say, the one who was murdered was the conductor? Oh, hello in chat. Miss Von Karma, maybe you should come... It would seem that a new fact has just been brought to light. Indeed, I came here in pursuit of the black market auction, in order to arrest the organizer of the event. In other words, the conductor. Yeah, but she's dead, so... If we believe Miss Hart's testimony, then the conductor is already dead. Would this mean that your investigation has ended in vain? That's right. However, I swear on my name that I will not return empty-handed. I challenge you, Miles Edgeworth. Are you gonna beat me up? A challenge is fine, but... Why is she running her whip like she's out for a victim of her own? Okay, I think this is the last Francisca testimony. Yeah, part 2. Oh yeah, the investigations games? Yeah. They're very fun. I will concede your argument. The murder occurred in the storeroom, correct? That would mean the culprit is someone who participated in the auction. If that photographer is correct, then the victim was the conductor, and the culprit was a customer. The culprit waited for the victim in the storeroom where the goods were delivered. Then they stabbed the victim in the chest with a candelabra in the storeroom. That was phrased like a clue sentence. That is all. I trust you have no objections? Unfortunately, that is not the case, because there is a hole in your testimony. As expected of Mr. Edgeworth, I didn't notice anything at all. Well then, please settle this with one blow. Yes, please. Jeez. Yes, of course. Watch as I crush her logic. He goes over and beats her up. Alright, so murder occurred in the storeroom. Yes. That would mean the culprit is someone who participated in the auction. I guess you could say that. I'm not sure. We don't have any evidence for that. The culprit participated in the auction. I'd like to hear your basis for that claim. When I spoke with the staff of this building, not a single one mentioned the storeroom. The storeroom's existence must have been only known to a select few. And that's where the items for the auction are being stored. I see, you understand? Yes, the culprit participated in the auction. Okay, so that's it. Alright. Yes, da da da. The candelabra in the storeroom. How do you know that? If the murder weapon had been prepared in advance, the victim's chest would have been stabbed with something completely different. Based on the culprit's actions, it's clear where the murder weapon came from. There was science suggesting that the candelabra was once placed in the storeroom, too. The items in the storeroom were intended to be sold as goods in the auction. Although, where the murder weapon was procured from is not the main issue here. At first glance, her logic seems to hold up, but something just doesn't quite feel right. I'll need to draw out more information. Okay, so more pressing, I guess. So you're saying that the victim was the auction's conductor? Right, and the culprit? Hey, ain't you the one who told her just a minute ago? Yes, that's right. However, I was simply making sure her logic is clear. That ain't right. You're doing it wrong. This is the part where you're supposed to say I done goofed. The culprit was a customer participating in the black market auction. What in tarnation? Now you've done it. Don't cover for him. Of course, this is... Mom. That is only if this photographer's testimony is indeed true. Tarnation. Does anyone say that anymore? I feel like someone has to say tarnation still. I don't live in this house. I can't tell whether they're on good or bad terms. The issue here is the culprit's actions. Okay. Miss Hart was in the storeroom at the time. Could the culprit really have been waiting there? I don't know where she was hiding, but since you've seen it, you must know as well. There are numerous hiding places in that storeroom. So the culprit was hiding while they waited for the victim to arrive. I believe the crime occurred after the auction ended. After all, the victim was the organizer of the auction, the conductor. During the auction, the organizer would have to been in front of the customers the entire time. After the auction ended. Please add that statement to your testimony. Ooh, okay. I believe the crime occurred after the auction ended. Wait, did Lotta say otherwise? I forget. Check. Oh, yep, yeah, that's wrong. There we go. I have so far gotten this far without a wiki. As I thought, you were one step behind. What did you say? I mean, we're the ones who investigated, so... The victim was not the conductor, and I have proof. Miss Hart's testimony. That photographer's testimony is not trustworthy. What are y'all saying? I'm a bona fide journalist. Cease your idle chatter. Don't beat her up. We need her. Francisca, calm down and listen. Miss Hart witnessed the part of the murder. The main point here is after witnessing the murder, she says the auction continued. That's right. Sure as can be. They all just kept going on shamelessly. Do you think the auction could have continued without someone conducting it? If the victim was not the conductor, the person killed must have been a customer. Uh-oh. As I said from the beginning, Kay is not the culprit. After all, she herself was attacked by someone and lost consciousness. In which case, that would have also made her a victim. If the auction continued after the incident occurred. Yes, and the victim was not the conductor, but a customer. Alright, who's that? Should I stop here? Is this Courtney? It probably is, isn't it? It is Courtney, I thought so. I can stop here. Yeah. I gotta do art stuff, so. Let me make sure I save. There's a lot of people in this room. It's a lot of people to voice act. let's see. Yeah, I think we're good. Alright. I will see you next time.